What's good, everybody? Is you're not gonna catch on another video. So before we jump into this video, I want to apologize in advance because I'm sure you can tell that my voice isn't where it normally is. I sort of lost my voice briefly. However, I didn't want it to be an excuse for me to not post a video because, of course, I always have infinite ideas and different topics that I want to touch upon, and I still felt inspired to record this video today. So just wanted to apologize in advance for that. However, with this video is going to be about expectations. And the title of the video is that life is all about what you expect. Now, when I say the word expect, I'm effectively referring to the expectations, or in other words, the intentions that you set. And intentions are powerful because this is effectively the energy that you're putting out about different things. Now, the interesting part about it is that even though each and every person, right, and everyone has access to, establish whatever intention they want about anything, most people use that free will to choose to set negative intentions or negative expectations, right? It's more normal for people to operate with the expectation that something is going to go wrong or something will go wrong, rather than expecting or believing that things will go right, rather than expecting or believing or setting the intention that things are always going to work out for them. And let me give you guys an example, right? Because you can use expectations and set the intentions for literally anything and everything, right? There's people who, let's just say they're going to drive somewhere, right? There's some people that set the expectation that they are not going to find parking, right? And the problem with that is that it does not serve you, right? Because ideally, if you're driving somewhere, right, and you need to park your car, you want to find parking. But there's people who operate with that expectation that it isn't going to happen to them, that they don't find parking. And because you're putting out that energy, then that's what will effectively begin unfolding in your life, right? When it wouldn't make sense for you to think that way because that wouldn't be serving you, right? Even if people will say, oh, that's just being realistic. Well, so it's still not serving you, right? So wouldn't you want to have your thoughts and your ideas and your belief work in your favor and serve you, right? Like, very few people operate with the expectation or the mentality that they're gonna find parking, that there's always gonna be a parking spot right in front of the place wherever they need it to be. And there's some people that actually believe that to be true because it's happened to them so many times, because they believe it to be true, right? So if that is the case for a lot of people, that they tend to find parking right in front of wherever it is that they're heading to, like their destination, then you can also set that expectation too, right? It's the same idea if you wake up in the morning, right? A lot of people wake up expecting their day to go bad. They're expecting something to go wrong. Like, for them, they think that it's only a matter of time until, something takes a left turn, when you don't need to expect that, right? When you have expectations, you are setting the intention. It's almost like you are laying out the groundwork, the foundation, the energy, you're laying that out as far as how you want things to go. Wouldn't you want things to go in your favor rather than things not going in your favor, right? This is how it all works. And so when I say life is all about what you expect, that is a fact. That is true. Because if you expect good things to happen, then good things will in fact happen to you. If you expect good things to unfold or good things to happen, you will begin seeing that, right? Because once again, life is all about perspective. Life is how you view it. And it's going back to a main idea that I talk about in a lot of these videos. It's the idea that it's not the fact that creates the belief, it's the belief that creates the fact, right? Because people think that it's the facts of whatever's going on, right? The evidence of whatever's going on is ultimately creating the belief, but it's the opposite. It is your belief that creates the fact, because belief is effectively your lens, your perspective on things. And if you have a certain lens or certain perspective on something, it becomes a lot easier to see that thing, right? And I give you an example. Some people have a pessimistic view or pessimistic belief on the world. So when something bad happens, they'll say, see, I told you this is a bad, scary place because look at this incident that happened, right? It becomes easy for them to spot it and point it out, when in actuality, at least for me, in my perspective, I think that this is an amazing place, an amazing world where the universe is looking out for everyone, and a lot of great things and a lot of great people exist, right? And so it's easy for me to see all the good things. And if something bad happens, then I look at it as simply being an anomaly, right? I look at it as something that is low probability, that doesn't happen often, right? But this is what I mean, right? If what you expect is effectively the intentions that you are setting, it's almost like you decide, it's like almost like you having your mind made up about something before it happens, right? And typically people will do that negatively. And it's like a lot of it is because of people's conditioning, it's because of the people around them, it's because of, you know, the people who've raised them, and right. But at a certain point, you want to get to the point in your life where you become a free thinker, where you can begin deciding what's important to you and the things that you want to change, right? I understand if you were not fully aware of that as a child and growing up, right? Because we're learning about the world around us. But now, if you're watching this as an adult, or like as a young adult or a teenager, right? You watching this video, you now have the free will and the awareness to decide for yourself, to decide and using your free will to choose the things that you want to serve you, right? If we go back to the parking example, how is it going to hurt you to begin believing and expecting that you are going to find parking everywhere you go? If anything, it's going to excite you because you're going to be looking forward to, you know, a smooth sailing journey to wherever that you're going. And then like finding the parking spot right there in front of the facility, you're going to be smiling because you're going to tell yourself, I created that. I made that happen. And the way it all works is that everything in life is energy. So everything is connected. And so if you set out the intention like, hey, I'm going to find a parking spot in front of a building, then guess what? The universe is going to work its magic mysteriously behind the scenes. And then someone who's probably parked right in front of the building that you're driving to, they may, you know, randomly have a desire to go get food. And so they'll run to the car and drive off right before you get there. So that spot is open for you, right? Or maybe it's that someone gets a phone call and then they need to head out. Or maybe they finished whatever they were doing and they were leaving. Or maybe they just needed to move their car. And then magically the parking spot is there for you, right? Because everything is connected. Everything is energy. Nothing in this life ever happens by accident or by mistake, right? So life is all about what you expect, because you setting the expectation and the intention, that is the energy you're putting out. And everything in this planet is energy, which means everything is all connected. This energy is not created nor destroyed. It's simply transferred from one state to another, right? So all the energy that we have right now is all the same energy that has always existed from the beginning of time, right? So everything is connected. Everything is effectively the same. This is how it all works. So why not use your free will and be able to set the intentions and the expectations of the things that you do want? Why not wake up and believe that today's going to be a good day? Even if nothing has changed in your present reality, even if you don't have any sort of evidence of anything good on the horizon, right? You can still wake up and smile and tell yourself that it's going to be a good day. Because why not, right? It's like, if you're going to have to go through the day anyways, you might as well look forward to it, right? You might as well give yourself a reason to be excited, right? You might as well brainstorm or think about all the good things that are going to happen, or that you would want to happen, right? Because that is going to shape your day, right? If you woke up and expected everything was gonna work out, that everything was going to be smooth sailing, that everything was gonna be fun and exciting, that it is just going to be a blast, that like everything is like miracles are gonna happen and unfold, and like if you believe that, you would be smiling from ear to ear. You'll be feeling good. You'll be feeling on top of the world. And think about it. Not many people are like that, right? Like, you can go out and take public transportation here in New York City, right? A lot of people take the trains, you know, a lot of people walk through Manhattan and all these places. You can walk through all these densely populated areas and you won't see many people smiling. You won't see many people excited. Most people are just minding their business, going to do whatever it is that they have to do, right? You be the exception. And so that means you're doing something differently relative to what most people are doing, right? So don't you think that'll potentially give you a different experience relative to most, right? This is how it works, right? This is you accepting that you are a creator, that you create your life. And it's just better to tap into, it's just better to do this because we're here to live one lifetime, as far as we know, right? To live one lifetime, and we want to make the most of it. So why wouldn't we set the expectations of what we want to happen? Like, why wouldn't we want today to be a good day, and for every day moving forward to be a good day? Why wouldn't we want things to go in our favor, right? Like, why wouldn't we want the next meal that we're gonna eat to be really good, or the trip that we take to be really fun, or the people that we're gonna meet are phenomenal people, or right? Like, this is what life is all about. And you, with your expectations and your intentions, that is effectively you putting on your lens and your perspective, and you can change that. If you've had a negative view, you can change that and make it positive. Remember, it is not the fact that creates the belief, it is the belief that creates the fact. Because if you believe something, that means you're thinking that thing. And if you're thinking that thing, you're going to be operating from that vantage point. So if you think you're not good enough, guess what? You're not going to ever take action because you believe that you're not good enough. So it's going to be a waste of time anyways, right? That's your belief, even though it's not true, that, right? Like, even though that's a faulty belief, you can still believe that. And then because you believe that, you're not going to take any action, which is going to create the fact. It's with everything, right? If you check your bank account and you see $500 and you believe that's all you're good for, then guess what? That's going to create the fact, because then you're never going to want to take action or make anything of yourself because you've accepted defeat in life. That's your belief that's created the fact. This is with everything. This is why expectations and intentions are so powerful, because you can use this to set your new beliefs, right? That everything's going to be good, that everything works out, that everything you touch turns to gold, that you are succeeding in all areas, that you are happy, healthy, and wealthy, even right now in this present moment. Even if all you've received is counter evidence in your life, you can begin changing that narrative about yourself. And as you do that, it's going to be reflected in the world, and the world is going to reflect that and give that right back to you, right? So this is how it all works. So does anything you remember that life is all about what you expect. So it's important to set the proper expectations. And at the end of the day, it's just better to have your thoughts and beliefs serve you, because why wouldn't you want it to be the case, right? We're supposed to be our own number one cheerleaders in our own life, and yet for a lot of people, we're our own worst enemy, because we put ourselves in a position to set ourselves up for disaster. We don't even give ourselves a chance. So why not give yourself a chance? Why not begin only speaking about and thinking about the things that you want to experience, the things that you want to be, do, and have, the things that get you excited, that make you smile. Focus all your attention on the life that you want to experience. And I promise you things will change. I promise you things will begin to feel easier. You'll begin to smile more often. You'll begin to just feel better. Your energy is going to shift. And once your energy is shifted, that means everything else in your world is going to be shifting. It's going to begin feeling as though the whole world is now turning into your favor and supporting you, right? And that's what you want, right? Everything is all about energy. And so you want to make sure your energy is right. And you do that by setting the right expectations and placing the correct intentions with everything in life. Believe that everything's going to go well for you. Believe that you are successful. Believe that you're happy, healthy, and wealthy, right? And these things will begin to flow into your life. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to me subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.